I wanted to go over the best weapons and armor you can get in Stalker 2 and how to get them as soon as possible, but also the attachment locations, the technicians you need in order to upgrade them, and the blueprint locations for the upgrades. Leave your favorite weapons, armor, and any extra tips down in the comments. In my last video, I went over a lot of the more secret and unique gear hidden around the game, but here I just want to go over what I think is the absolute best of the best. For weapons, we have the SAIGA shotgun for close range and really just to destroy absolutely anything that gets in our way. This shotgun is insane, especially after unlocking the Extended Mag or Drum Mag, which I'll show you how to get in a second. To get the SAIGA shotgun, you have a couple of different options, but the easiest way to just to get it for sure is to come all the way up to the Yontar region, and toward the lower half of it, you will find an unmarked stash with a SAIGA semi-auto shotgun lying right next to it. It's surprisingly simple to get. It's just so dang random that this is where you would get what is probably the best weapon in the game, at least for close range. Another way that you can get the SAIGA shotgun is by purchasing it from traders. The trader that I've gotten one from was actually on accident. Through the story, you'll eventually come to the Red Forest, and over here at the pile driver, you'll have a run-in with a couple of NPCs if you chose to walk through here. If you come back here later on, there will still be a guy here who has set up shop upstairs inside of the pile driver and surprisingly has some amazing gear to trade. One of them being the SAIGA shotgun. He's got all kinds of sights and optics and suppressors along with generally some of the best weapons in the game. He also had a ram shotgun, which some people might argue is slightly better than the SAIGA, although I don't really think so, just because they are so dang close stats wise, except the SAIGA has a better fire rate and I really don't believe some of the stats on the weapons. But I mean, I also think the Spaz 12 is pretty dang close to the SAIGA and Ram's level. You really can't go wrong with either one of the three. The extended magazine for the SAIGA shotgun can't really be obtained until you get to Pripyat. At least this is the only spot that I've found one in, and I've looked around online as well and couldn't find any other locations. But you can get it at the Pripyat shopping mall, and coming in through the front and into the kitchen, you'll find one of those wizard dudes, the Burrer, in here as well. I actually had two of them, I think, one time. Seems like the spawns are kind of random, but you should have some type of enemy, and then after defeating them, you'll find the extended mag on the counter, a super random spot that you can easily miss. The drum mag for this is only obtained through the story after the point of no return, and since there is no New Game Plus, it seems like it's just not possible to use in the actual open world right now, other than with maybe some future mods. If you're on PC, you can use the UE Tools mod that gives you the command line thing to be able to type in console commands, and then just type in this command for the drum mag. I got a collimator red dot sight for the SAIGA shotgun over at the Cement Factory Trader, but I'm pretty sure you can get those at really anywhere. And then the technician at Yoniv Station can upgrade the SAIGA 12. I think it's only Yoniv and Pripyat that can upgrade it. The choke blueprint can be found over in the middle of Yontar at the Chopper's Field in a very well hidden stash found under the wheel well of one of the fuel truck's passenger sides. There's a giant row of fuel trucks and tractors and then a set of 3 of them parked beside a few white vans. The rubber stock sadly can't be found until after the point of no return as well, at the end of the game, where you can find the rebalanced stock in the sewers of Pripyat during the Down Below mission. Why do they lock these behind the end game after the point of no return? I don't know, man. It would sort of make sense if there was a New Game Plus, but I don't think this game's ever going to get New Game Plus. My favorite weapon to use, especially when running that shotgun as my primary, is a sniper, and there are 2 really great options for snipers, and what I think are the best 2. The SVU and the M701 Super Bolt Action Sniper. If it weren't for the fact that the SVU cannot get a silencer or a suppressor, I'd say that this is the only one that you need, because the SVU is a one-shot to the head, no matter the armor, and shoots faster since it's semi-automatic. But as of now, there is no silencer, despite there being one in the code, and you can even spawn one in through console commands, which I'll show you how to in a second, but there is no legit way as of now to get the silencer or the suppressor for the SVU. But let's go over how to get each sniper, the unique variants, blueprints, and attachments. There are 2 different unique variants of the M701 Super, but you can get the regular old version from over here at the unit pumping station, located at the cooling towers, but that one is pretty heavily damaged, near broken really, since it's laying in a pile of acid. Or you can purchase it from a trader, like I think the Yoniv Station one sometimes has one, or the guy at the pile driver. One of the unique versions of the M700 is the Cavalier, which was just found like the other day, a couple weeks after release. I don't know who originally found it, but it's located over here in Duga, near the military unit. which you originally come to during the main story, or at least near here. And if you thought some of these unique weapons and attachments were found in the most random locations, take a look at this one, because if you come into the greenhouse here and into this abandoned warehouse, you will find some destructible boards up towards the ceiling. And if you're playing with that setting that disables the yellow paint, holy crap, dude, you would really miss this thing. There's no way you would ever find this. The only downside to this, if you want to call it a downside, is that it only comes with a red dot, so no scope. But it has been a ton of fun to use. Another unique M701 Super, if you want the full sniper scope, is the Hunter. Sadly, this only comes with your game if you purchased the Deluxe or Ultimate Edition of Stalker 2, but if you did, you will find it all the way towards the end game location of Pripyat. You'll come to this giant, tower of an apartment building, and all the way on the floor just below the roof, if you just go all the way up to the roof, the top floor, you can't access those doors, then just go down one floor and you will find the locked room that contains the Hunter sniper rifle. The code to unlock the door is 2021 2021. This is also where you will get the unique SAIGA shotgun that also comes with the Ultimate Edition. I don't think you can get this SAIGA shotgun if you only have the Deluxe. You need the Ultimate, which this thing just looks crazy. It's not that much better than the regular SAIGA shotguns. It just has some cool attachments and just looks cooler in general. Here in Pripyat, you can also find a sniper suppressor attached to an MK1 leaning on a balcony, which also contains an ACOG. Just head up here, grab the MK1 and detach the attachments from it, and throw the MK1 away after if you don't want to use it. But this is the only sniper suppressor I have found in the game from what I can remember. I don't remember ever finding another sniper suppressor or silencer. The SVU is really my favorite sniper, or what I think is the absolute best. But like I said, right now there just isn't a silencer for it, so I sort of go back from the SVU to the M701 Super and just swap in between them if I feel like being more stealthy or not. But it shoots fast and is just as powerful, or at least really close to as powerful as the M701. I'm really surprised I rarely hear people talking about it. Some of the late game traders I've mentioned will have them, but the wreck at the Yanip station has a SVU that you can find here as well. There's also one at the top of the crane in the Red Forest, but this unique version called the Whip is the one that I really love, and you will come to the location that you get it at during the main story once you come to the Red Forest. Once you come here for the story, just progress to the point where you're pretty much leaving it. This is a minor location spoiler if you haven't come here yet during your playthrough, but I'm not really showing you anything for you to really notice that. So yeah, if you haven't come here during this story yet, don't come here yet. Wait till you get to this point, and then you'll find it lying on the desk in the front of the house. Like I said, for the SVU silencer, there is none. I don't know why, I don't really get it. I really just think they forgot, because there is a command for it. The thing that sucks with this game having so many bugs is that you really can't tell what's a bug and what's intentional. If you have the UE Tools mod installed to where you can type into the console, you can type the command RU_SILEN_3, which should give you the silencer. For the individual adjustment blueprint, you can find it over in the western end of the Red Forest at the bridge to Lemansk, whatever you want to call it. You'll notice a knockdown bridge. Head to the left of it, where there's a little broken down half wall, and you can find it over in the corner. The rubber layer blueprint isn't found until you get all the way to Pripyat towards the end of the game at the meat, fish, and vegetables location. It's like a little supermarket. Just head into the back office, shoot the lock off, and inside of the safe, you will find the rubber layer blueprint. Over in Yaniv at Yaniv Station, Harpy can upgrade just about everything except for the extra barrel rifling, which is probably the #1 upgrade for it since penetration is king in this game. But then again, this thing is already one-tapping armored enemies in the head. And it's a good thing that it's already high in penetration because there doesn't seem to be a single technician in this game that can upgrade the barrel rifling on the SVU. There is no blueprint for it unless they forgot to add the text to tell you that, and also nobody seems to have found one yet. And I've checked every single technician there is. If you're coming from the future, let us know down in the comments where you can upgrade the SVU barrel rifling, and I'll pin it. I hope someone's like, here you go, you dummy, the technician is over here, but I have not been able to find them. If you want to replace one of these with an assault rifle or SMG, the best choices are probably the Rat Killer SMG or trophy unique weapons that I'm not going to fully go over here since I already did in the last video, also linked down below. But you can get the trophy from these silos over here on the map after throwing a grenade into the broken one, and then the Rat Killer from this building here that you get tasked with going through in the main story. You can come back here and grab it after that if you want, if you already progressed past that story mission and already went through here. And then the K-Rod is also a really good choice for an assault rifle that you can get really from any late game vendor. I believe the cement factory sells it, or the trader located over here on the map at the drill thing, who will open up shop after you come here the first time and speak to him and his buddy. The K-Rod with the SAIGA shotgun is like the meta, I guess you can say, that a lot of people are starting to use. I think most people will say that the best pistol in the game is the Revolver, called the Rhino, and that is probably the hardest hitting pistol in the game and even one-shots most enemies in the head, even fully armored and exosuit wearing enemies, which is crazy. But it's also tied for me with the APSB pistol, which just feels so dang nice to shoot, dude. I love this pistol. It still kills most enemies in a burst if you're accurate with headshots, minus heavily armored ones though, and no scoping is just so fun with it. You can find an early APSB pistol over here in the far southwest corner of the chemical plant region at this small town containing a gravity anomaly, or whatever you call the black hole anomaly. You want to get to that black hole and hop in. This will teleport you at a whopping 12 FPS over to the rooftop of the brick building, where you will find the pistol lying on a pallet. Don't go too far though, since the high capacity mag is located right next to here as well, over at the underground bunker. The only downside is you will need to find it during or after completing the In the Name of Science mission, which is a side mission that takes a couple of different things to unlock. One is that you need to have given Dr. Sherba the controller project documents during the In Search of Past Glory main mission during the story where you first meet him. Then you need to progress the story until you finish the Visions of Truth, which is decently late into the game. After doing that, you'll get a radio call from Dr. Sherba asking you to gather callers, and then you need to say, okay, I will do it. This takes you to the bunker where you can grab this high capacity magazine. If you already did it but missed the stash, you can always come back. For me, again, that pistol is tied with the Rhino Revolver for best pistol in the game, and you can grab a basic Rhino for free from the southern end of the chasm located in Yaniv. You can also find the K-Rod and a Ram shotgun here, which are both two of the strongest weapons in the game as well. You really can't go wrong with either of those two either. The unique version of the Rhino Revolver can be found near Yaniv Station at a journalist stash if you purchased the deluxe edition of STALKER 2, in which you can come to the train yard, and near a set of stairs is a train cart with a lock on it that you can shoot off to access the stash. So for armor, we'll go over the two best non-exosuit armors, and then also the best exosuit, and how to get the hydraulic upgrade to have the ability to run in it. The Falcon suit, even if you include exosuits, might be the best armor in STALKER 2. It starts off good enough with its default stats, but once you get it fully upgraded, you get a maxed out physical stat, which in my opinion is the most important stat for armor. It gets a couple of extra artifact containers and a lead container so that you don't have to take any negative radiation effects from an artifact if it's in that green slot, which is probably the best thing you can have on any piece of armor since the artifacts grant you huge buffs, the biggest downside just being the radiation. And I'll also show you how to get the blueprint for that. You can get the Falcon armor over in the Malachite region at the X17 lab. This one is hidden pretty well, and the parkour can be a little tricky, so just make frequent quick saves because I fell to my death like 16 times trying to get this. I'm also not that great though, but yeah, just save while you follow my path. While you're here, you might as well grab the plexiglass suit with the lead mesh blueprint down near the railroad station, just south of that X-17 lab, and I'm starting near this L-shaped wall. Just head into the tunnel, enter that room, and grab it. There might be one of those gas mask guys here, so just watch out. Nothing too crazy though. The lead container blueprint for the Falcon armor can be found all the way over in the west side of the Red Forest at the quarry, where you will find this absolutely gigantic crane. This one is probably the most parkour you have to do for really any blueprint or any item, because not only is it located at the top of that crane, but there are a ton of anomalies here, most of them being super simple to handle, like the lightning that you just throw a bolt at, and once you get to the top you'll see some glass. The easiest thing to do is just run through it and start bandaging right before you're even hit by it, before you really start bleeding, and you'll almost be bandaged up by the time you are bleeding. But I would just also make a quick save while you follow where I'm going. The Falcon armor can be upgraded at the Technician and Raw Stock, at least that's where I went. I'm pretty sure the one at the Cement Factory and Yaniv might also work, but Raw Stock is what I used. I already know some of y'all are like, what the heck, the Falcon armor isn't the best, the diamond exosuit is the best. I think that's arguable. To me, it's like comparing the best light armor to the best heavy armor. But nonetheless, when upgraded, the diamond exosuit has the better stats. It also has 5 artifact slots, with 4 of them being lead containers, which is just insane. So we'll go over how to get the diamond exosuit and the hydraulic upgrade for it that you need in order to sprint while you wear it. Just like most, if not all of the armor in Stalker 2, you can get the diamond exo at multiple locations. It's not really unique. The earliest one that you'll be able to encounter is in Yaniv Station at the Spark Bunker. Now, I actually had the quest that opened up this bunker, or at least was supposed to, where I needed to hunt some bandits that were hiding inside, I believe for Sidrovich, I think it was. But even then, the bunker would not open, and I had to no-clip my way in to finish the quest using the UE Tools mod from Nexus, and use the command UE Tools _ghost, and then go through the door, then type UE Tools _walk to set myself back down. So if you're on PC, you might want to try that route. It's much faster, especially because you're probably going to need this mod anyways to really progress in this game. I had like 16 different quests bricked that I needed to like kind of finagle my way into fixing. I had to do it just to progress the main story. If you're not on PC or just want to do it with some extra work, there are a couple of different methods to use to get up here without the doors actually unlocking for you. One of them is to come over near this giant tornado just up the hill, which contains the weird bolt, by the way. I'm incredibly unlucky and could not get that thing to spawn no matter what I freaking do. But anyways, ignore that for now. Come over to the outer wall here, and inside of the red crate, you will find a box that you can push by just walking towards it. You want to push it all the way to Spark Bunker. Getting it out of that red crate is probably the most annoying part, but after a couple of minutes, you will make your way back to the bunker, where you can then push the box into the side of the corner of the bunker and hop onto that little bumped out portion, that little nodule sticking out, and up to the top where you will find the exoskeleton, the diamond exosuit. It can be a little annoying. I find that sometimes sprint jumping on PC is sort of unresponsive, but it could also be a skill issue. If you do make it like part way up the bunker, you should probably make a quick save just in case you fall. You can just load back. Some of the armor in this game also slows you down, and I think just makes it harder to fit up here, so you could also try just unequipping whatever you're wearing. So yeah, grab the diamond exoskeleton, and as you're wearing it, you'll realize that you cannot sprint. That's because you need to head over to Yaniv Station, right down the road from here, and upgrade the diamond armor and install the hydraulic amplifiers for servos, which I believe cost like 15,000 credits. And that's the thing about this armor and why I still like the SVU 1 and Falcon armor over some of the endgame armor. Everything is super expensive if you're not cheating. The upgrades, the repairs, everything. But that is pretty much it. Leave a like and subscribe for more Stalker 2 videos. It's a lot of fun playing this game. See ya!